Thank you for coming here this afternoon. As you know that there has been some stories in the market about the fact that Pacific Cement has stopped producing cement, and that is actually a fact. Pacific Cement, in fact, stopped production about 11 days ago. So the only supply in the market at the moment is Tengi Cement. And unfortunately, when we're a bit disappointed with Pacific Cement, they apparently knew about the problem some months back that they would stop actual production. But we did not see it fit to inform the various stakeholders within the market and also government. Nonetheless, we've had a meeting with them this afternoon. The Permanent Secretary for Industry and Trade, together with the Commerce Commission, actually has been meeting up with the various stakeholders, in particular the two cement companies, Tengi Cement and Pacific Cement. Just by way of background information, Pacific Cement provides approximately or up to about 80% of the cement requirements in Fiji, and of course Tengi provides the balance. The problem also was the fact that Tengi can actually up its production levels, but it does not have the clinker, which is actually a raw material that is a key ingredient for the production of cement. But on the other hand, Pacific Cement has 24,000 tons of clinker, which it can't use because the factory is not producing. So there was some overtures about the fact that perhaps Pacific Cement can sell its clinker to Tengi. There wasn't an agreement, but thanks to the intervention by the PS for Industry and Trade and the Commerce Commission, we've now reached an agreement. So Pacific Cement has actually agreed to sell their clinker to Tengi at $147 per ton, and so this will allow Tengi Cement to now produce cement 24/7. Actually, well, they 24/6, because they don't produce cement for one day, but they run 3 shifts, 24 hours for the 6 days, which means that we'll get cement into the market now, which will mean about 14,400 tons of cement per month. The current demand, which is essentially driven by the inability for both of the companies to meet the high demand, the current demand on the face of it is about 15,600 tons of cement required a month for the construction industry in Fiji. So with Tengi getting the clinker, they can produce up to 14,400 tons. However, that is of course still not enough. And we also believe that the demand for cement is somewhat muted because of the production capacity of the two factories. Government has also made a decision. Of course, we'd like to thank the Commerce Commission, the PS for Industry and Trade, for having brokered this deal, so production can be now upscaled by Tengi. We are told that Pacific Cement may come into production by August. Apparently a lot of their machinery is over 100 years old. As we've said, we've been disappointed that they knew about the problem 7-8 months ago, and they did not bring it to the fore. We also had a meeting this afternoon with all the stakeholders, including the chairman of Fijian Holdings. Fijian Holdings, of course, as you know, is the parent company for Pacific Cement. And we had the CEO of Pacific Cement, we had the chairman of Tengi and the CEO of Tengi, and everybody was in the room. So we've agreed that they will supply the clinker to them. And on the other hand, we'd like to thank both parties to agreeing to the price, and also for Pacific Cement to sell the clinker to them. But government will also allow people to import cement from overseas, as long as it meets the AS 3972 standard, which is very important. All those standards need to be met. We'll zero rate the duty on importation of cement. It does not have an impact on our revenue, because at the moment I don't think anybody actually imports cement per se, so there's no bottom line as far as the budget is concerned. But the fact of the matter is we are more concerned about rebuilding the schools properly, rebuilding the public buildings quickly and the school buildings quickly, and of course there's a huge private sector demand for cement. We are also informed that even with the duty reduction, the importation of cement from overseas does not necessarily mean that they will be able to match the local price. The local price, the local retail price, which is, as you know, is price controlled through the Commerce Commission, is about $11 to $12 for a 40-kilogram bag. With the allowance of people to be able to import cement from offshore, as long as they meet the standard, it also gives them an opportunity to be able to, of course, use the cement for construction purposes and various other products, byproducts such as concrete blocks that they may require to help ensure that the construction industry in Fiji remains buoyant. Of course, that's the state of play, and I know there's a lot of speculation about it. It is unfortunate that if Pacific Cement had come to us earlier on, before the actual production had shut down, we could have made various arrangements, prior to it, so we could make some preemptive decisions on it. But unfortunately, they chose not to. The chairman was very forthright about it and was also, regrettable about the fact that it happened. But I'm sure they will take some remedial steps. But I'm also grateful that they have actually agreed to sell the clinker to Tengi Cement for Tengi to continue production, which is very, very good for us. And so people will know that in the next few days, of course, they can ramp up the production of cement in Fiji. So that's the state of play. And of course, as we've said, we've informed the FERCA to be able to allow the the cement to be brought into Fiji at zero rate of duty. But we also, again, want to remind those people who want to import, it's not restricted to any one company. Anybody can actually import the cement. But again, we want to emphasize they must meet the standards, which is the AS 3972, because we want to ensure that there's integrity in the cement that's imported, because if the integrity is not there, of course, then you can have negative ramifications on the construction of the structures themselves. Thank you very much. Any questions?
What about for those that work for Pacific Cement?
Sure.
For those that work for Pacific Cement?
There's not going to be any redundancy as far as we know. Pacific Cement will continue to employ them. That's their responsibility. We understand that because the machinery is so old, some of those parts are no longer available. So they have to get it sort of, specifically made. But as the chairman indicated, they may need to look at a 5-10 year plan to bring in a completely new plant. So that's something that they, of course, are looking at. They have got a relatively healthy position in the market, and I'm sure they want to maintain that. But the public can also be assured that cement, as you know, is a material that's very much required, and because of the duopoly position, prior to Tengi, only it was Pacific Cement in the market. This is why you have Commerce Commission control on the price, because that's where Commerce Commission comes in. Okay.
What about the cost of the machines? How much do you think it will cost them?
We have no idea. That's something that, of course, that Pacific Cement can tell you about. It's the internal matter. As you know, that Pacific Cement is part of, it's a subsidiary of Fijian Holdings, which is a listed company. So you need to talk to them about that. Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.